Bonjour and welcome to all of you comic book geeks, readers and especially collectors for my latest little back issue haul. And to be fair, this one, as the Catholic priest said to the choir boy, I've got something weird and wonderful to show you today. Because I've got, I can't encapsulate it in one sentence except for something smutty. I've got Silver Age DC. I think it's, if it's 1957, is that Golden Age DC? Just one little weirdo. Like I say, it's a real eclectic mix of British, American, Golden Age, Silver Age, Marvel, DC, some nice Captain America Falcons. Actually, I've got some nice Marvel pickups. The weirdest stuff is the DC, but I've got to admit, I am getting sucked into collecting Silver Age DC, especially because of the weird and wonderful covers. Like, there's a little bit of me now that wants every single issue of Lois Lane. I don't know why. I don't know why. I need help. You know I need help. Anyway, shall we get on with it? Right, first up, courtesy of Jamie and his faithful assistant Lizzie, who finally turned up after about 8 weeks off over the Christmas and New Year period. He does spoiler. Thank you, Jamie, for sorting me out. He got me a box of, now you might be unfamiliar with, and it is a very British, it's a very British thing. These little war books. These, I know it's a little British thing. I don't know if this is much of an appeal to American collectors, but these little beauties from the 60s and the 70s of my generation. This is what. But look at the titles. Last Man, Last Round. Look, Battler, Thriller, Picture Library. Look, Battle of Britain. And Jamie just said, look, do you want a box of these? I've just took a box on. He knew I'd have them. The Train Busters. Look at this. Look, Hell's Heroes. Oh, it doesn't get better than that. And like I say, a generation of British, UK boys, comic reading boys of a certain age, between 8 and 14, would have grown up on a diet of Second World War stories. And I know I post a few bits on threads and that from a comic called Warlord that I used to get, and Bullet not so much, but especially Battle in the later years when it was, when comics were growing up a little bit. But nevertheless, we look, Four Gun Fury, Bombs Gone. Eesh. This was the stuff. Look, and this one sums it up for me. Man of Action in War Picture Library. Oh, yes. And I just had to pick them up. I'm not particularly a collector of any of this, apart from the next one. I'm just going to find a year. What was the year of that? Oh, it doesn't even say. This must have been early 70s. Oh no, it must have been late 60s, because they're not even in yeah, look, that's 1 shilling. And I think we went decimal in 1970, did we? So yeah, late 60s with this lot, Man of Action. But look what else was in this little box of little war comics. Now, if you know, you know. And I did know. Issue 1. Oh, what a beauty. in amongst all of there was stuff in there that without its covers on. There was stuff in there that was mangled up, beaten to death, and I just said, yeah, just for Old Lang Syne, I'll just have the box, Jamie. Thank you very, very much. Right. Then I'm rummaging through and I went, mate, you do know you've got number 1 of the Commando. And this would have been 60, I think this was 62. Correct. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I think this was 62. But look, guys, so I'm literally like having an orgasm. And then, there's no back cover. There's no back cover. Nevertheless, this bad boy, not that I've been particularly hunting for it over the years, but this bad boy is going straight into the collection. I have now got number 1 of Commando War Stories in pictures. Because of it's more of an institution in the UK, particularly I imagine it. But all this stuff they used to sell in the tens and tens of thousands, these little books, because these are the ones that I had my stories published in. So I've kind of got a connection because I used to buy them as a kid going on holiday. It would normally be in train stations, and they were small, and you know, Mum and Dad didn't mind. You know, they weren't like the big summer specials that other people were publishing. It was like these little books that, all right, we're buying 3 or 4, shut him up on the train to the coast. And anyway, I was so pleased to pick all these early ones up, like pre-100. Fast Gun, the Death Dealers. Just a little bit of nostalgia for me. And also, because they publish my stories, I do, when they're out and about, I do collect them. They mostly, apart from the first 100, they mostly come up cheap, and you can pick them up. But I am well chuffed with that number 1 that just turns up. It's not like there's issue 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. None of them. No, just that odd number 1 without a back page. In amongst it all as well, and this is another blast from the past in England, these reprint little pocket books, look. They've got Kurt Swan stuff in there. Yeah, no, they just reprint of a certain era. If you're a DC fan, you probably know what they're kind of reprinting there in the late 70s. So they're reprinting the US stuff in pocketbook format for a UK audience. Just takes me back. And you know, sometimes it's not all about buying a key issue in 9.8. It's about blast from the past. Just cheers you up. Just warms the cockles. I was trying to think of one of my little one-liners then, but I can't. I'm just going to say warm the cockles and do that and leave it at that. And look at this. Oh, excuse me. Look at this. God, I've never seen this before in my life. Top 3. Again, picture stories in colour. No, they're not. Well, not in full colour, look, because there's some pages still in black and white. But these were apparently picture stories in colour. I've got no clue. Let me know, please let me know in the comments if you know. And this story was called The Great Wall, published by Fame Press. Has he got a year? 1962. Never seen this before in my life. Look, top 3. It's called The Great Wall, right? And what's the monkey and the kid are attacking this bloke? Like, that's absolutely fantastic. The monkey's banging him on the head, look. Well, the boy takes the gun off him, look, disarms him. I mean, come on. Teamwork. Yes, teamwork. Anyway, that's the pocketbook section of my back issue haul over and done with. 1957, guys. Thanks to Jamie. Look what he put. Look what he put by for me. Up until now, I'll be honest, the only Black Hawk I've ever read was a Howard Chaykin kind of square bound format mini series he did. That was probably late 80s, early 90s, maybe. Again, always let me know. You need to educate me if I'm wrong. But 1957, right, I've got to have it. I don't know what Black Hawk does, and he flies a plane, doesn't he? I don't know. They all look like they're Hitler Youth, to be fair, in those uniforms, but times are changing. Mystery in space. Look, Mars is off limits to Earthmen. Look, the Martians are revolting in 1958. Look, they're practicing on a mountain and saying, you Earthlings, you stay off my land, stay off my property. You get out of Mars or we'll laser gun you, man. And talking of lasers, look at what Lois Lane's doing to Superman. Kryptonite vision. Love this stuff. I am now falling in love. I don't know why it's taken me 50 odd years. Yes, it is only 50 odd years of comic book collecting to make me fall in love with these Silver Age covers that you just can't get away with anymore. There's something about them. I know they're all beaten up and they're all, looks like they've been shot at. They've been rolled up and put in someone's pocket and on the way home to the newsagent. But I don't care. I don't care. These are little parcels of sociology that are fascinating to me. They are fascinating. And I know I've laughed at other covers of Lois Lane and that, but yeah, we've got some unusual tales. Oh my God. Steve Ditko. Obviously, I don't know if this was all original material by Charlton. 1960, there's a little Ditko story in there. I don't know whether these were reprinted from elsewhere or whether this was original. And the same with this. That's a title. In 1960, that is a title. Strange, fantastic, mysteries. Strange, fantastic mysteries of unexplored worlds. Question mark, question mark, question mark. And they just about got enough room, look, to put a picture in on the cover. Creatures from the past. In 90s, the challenges of the unknown. I've just recently read issue 1 of the new iteration of the challenges of the unknown. This made more sense. 4 blokes in purple, skin tight bodysuits. Yeah, I think the whole concept of that is going to remain unknown to me. I don't know what fog I've got in my brain that prevents me from understanding challenges of the unknown. A mystery of the comic verse. Like this. Now, in the US, so this is like 6D, so that's the British print. This is a British reprint. There is no Captain Marvel in this. In this issue, as it was published, Wiz Comics in the US, that was Captain Marvel versus the Hobo or something in there. Captain Marvel does not appear in this issue. All we've got is Spy Smasher, Golden Arrow, and Ibis and the Vampire Twins sounds intriguing. And also, guess what Spy Smasher does in this issue? He visits the dentist. That was never going to get cover of the week, was it? Ever. Because that is Captain Marvel. Like the hobo bit has just suddenly made sense as I've just laid it down there. Yeah, that's Yeah, you can see. Yeah, it's Shazam. Look, Captain Marvel as he was, but he's not in it. He's not in it. It's like that cover for Ultimate Black Panther recently with the Ultimate Doctor Strange on the cover, and she's not in it. Oh, and here's another one. That just, you know what this stuff's all about. Just reprints all the 20 pence, early 60s. I don't know what year this is. And yeah, just that sci-fi. But thank you, Jamie, for those odd bods. Yeah, I'm just having a blast with them, to be fair. And over to Paul at Comics and Fantasy in Hornchurch, Essex. By the way, Jamie is in Rayleigh, Essex, if you are ever in the environs. The links to both of my comic shops that I frequent, details, websites, etc., is all on my little title page for the videos, whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. Anyway, they get some good stuff. So, look at this. Now, if Jamie from New Dawn Comics could have put a label on this, because Paul hasn't got the flair for labelling his wall stock like Jamie has. But if Paul could have put a label on this, he would have put the 4th appearance of the Spectre. Yes. Love it. Love it. 4th appearance of the Spectre. Now, as much as you all know, I'm not much of a DC fan. I have always liked Spectre when there was a series of covers that P. Craig Russell did. I'm sure it was P. Craig Russell. And I'm sure, there was some good, and I'm going back to late 80s now, Spectre. So let me know that era of Spectre that I'm talking about. Why am I thinking Grey Morrow doing some covers? And maybe the interior. I don't know why. Anyway, doesn't matter. This is back issues. And yeah, look, Spectre and the Flash. To be fair, I can't wait to read this. This is going to be top of the reading stack, not just the kind of sorting out and bagging up and boarding and etc. No, do you know what? I can't kind of wait to read that. How they've put the Spectre with the Flash. And look what they did. They put Captain America with a bloke called the Falcon back in the day. And these are just odd body shoes that I need. I don't know how many more years it's going to take me to get my Captain America collection. But here we go, 1975. I mean, we got Englehart on it now. And we got Frank Robbins doing the artwork. And I fell in love with his artwork when he did the Invaders. I don't know if this would have been pre-Invaders or post in 1975. Nevertheless, love the stuff. With the Falcon, the Red Skull is back. Nuff said. Nuff said. Captain America, Falcon, Red Skull. Yes. Can't get enough of it. Deadliest Robot Assassin. I bet he beats him. I bet he does. Oh, look, Stilt Man. Look, the Stilt Man never... the Stilt Man never fails. Yes, he does. The Stilt Man... Since with my memory, and you know what my memory's like, I can remember him in Daredevil, kind of one of the very, 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 very first issues. Stiltman turns up, and ever since then, he's been beaten every time. How can you say he never fails? Oh, I don't know why I picked these up. Not brand X. They're really not funny. I know I shouldn't say it. And even at the time, I didn't pick them up. I don't know if it was Marvel's attempt at trying to be like Mad Comics, Crazy Magazine, whatever you want to call it. It wasn't funny. It was kind of taking a light-hearted, kind of jokey approach to the Marvel characters. But I've got to admit, I didn't find it funny then, and I still don't find it funny now. But the collector in me has just picked these couple of issues up. Again, Paul's done me a nice deal, and you just pick up. I mean, John Severin artwork, Jack Kirby artwork, Stan Lee, all your classics in there. So I think there's a Gene Colan story in there as well. So I'll have a flick through and kind of appreciate it for a period piece. But yeah, I ain't gonna score no points on the old hogometer. I don't know why. Why would I have a hogometer? Anyway, let's get on with it. By this point, I'm pretty sure they're reprinting it. These are square band format now. So gone is Steranko, and we are back with. I'm pretty sure these are reprints of when he was in. It wasn't Tales to Astonish. It was Strange Tales. I'm pretty sure when Nick Fury was the backup story before he had his own comic. All they're doing is packaging 3 of the kind of 12-page stories into one comic. They're a publisher. They've got to earn money, and I bet they were. I bet they were earning money. I don't know if these covers are new. That's a good cover, that. I like to know the artist of that, to be fair. That's some nice artwork on that. But as a completist, you've got to get the crap issues. A bit like if you're an X-Men collector, Silver Age, and there's that run. What was it, 20 or issues or so, where it just reprinted all the old stuff before they've done the new Uncanny. Anyway, as a completist, you're still going to want them. But, and look, George Perez. Oh yeah, come on. Mid-70s, George Perez working for Marvel. And we all forget that this was J. Jonah Jameson's son that went into space. Yes, Marvel fans. J. Jonah Jameson's son is Man-Wolf. Okay? If you didn't know that. And that's a nice cover as well. Look, George Perez and Austin, Terry Austin. That's beautiful stuff. That's a comic book cover right there. Love it. Love it. When you pick up the back issues. I mean, that's not as fantastic, but I've got to admit that George Perez, Terry Austin, working their magic in the mid-70s. Love it. And that is it for my back issues this week. I mean, is that not enough? Are you not entertained? I hope you are. And if you've stuck with me that far just to follow my waffling, you know how much I love you. You must be one of my sexy subscribers that I love so much. If you followed me this far, there's no prize there, was there? It's got to be a natural thing. It's got to kind of like a satisfying fart. It's got to rise to the surface and naturally come out. There's no prize, and that's the only time I offer them about. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little peek into a weird and wonderful world of back issues. I don't know if anyone is going to offer you a spread like that. I'm sure there's a joke there that I should have written down. That's probably what the actress said to the bishop, isn't it? But that's just a cheap shot. That's what I always do. Got to think of new ones this year ahead. 2025 is going to be new. But that is my staple. That's my fallback. I'm really waffling. Thank you for staying with me so far. And until next, hope you enjoyed it. I know it's a bit of fun. It's a bit of fluff. But until next time, thank you so much. I will bid you adios.